outdoors meetup in the north of Argentina, in the mountain area. So they very kindly invited me to participate. So it was a good time to spend with members of the community. Getting to know them and getting to interact with them, people with which one only interacts um, well online basically, but this time we got to do it in person. That was really awesome. Um, this also included giving a talk at conference at the university, and then like hiking and some outdoor activities, which were really cool. So that's something I was on my schedule last week. Big news about Kleros for this week, as you know. Well, this is not big news because you already know this. Still working on the Court 2.0. As you know, we are translating all of the research specs into technical specs in order to start writing the smart contracts for this new version, which we expect it to be like faster, cheaper, and as secure as the current one, and also will be able to handle a number of different use cases because of the improved social choice theory underpinnings on which it's based. As usual, I'm going to let William comment on that, as it's his ground too. Go ahead, William.
Yeah, so I mean there's sort of lots of improvements on various points in the new version, as sort of Federico already alluded to. It's going to be on a roll up, so there's already sort of like that it would be more scalable as a result, and there are already sort of interesting research questions we had to solve around like how can Kleros effectively communicate with dApps that are like on different rollups or on layer one or on different chains in a way that like doesn't like require going through the sort of a rollup like native bridge that takes like a week long finalization time. So we have this sort of like optimistic bridge that we've designed that will have a sort of more Kleros adapted timeout period, and then there's like a challenge game that involves like people posting results on the dApp saying this is what Kleros ruled, and then that can be challenged, and it like you only have to wait for the sort of slow bridge to provide like a definitive result if someone actually challenges you. So like that's sort of like the specs for the bridge are being developed in parallel with the specs for the sort of like core modular design of the new version, which will allow sort of more flexibility in what different kinds of incentive systems people can use, and then the sort of what we've proposed based on our research is sort of the best incentive systems for a generic use case involving multiple choices, knowing that sort of raises social choice theory problems around like vote splitting and such, and how one can solve those with vote aggregation tools. We'll have like also specs for these sort of incentive systems. Sorry. So to be short, we have the specs are being developed in parallel for like these different pieces that are all going to fit together, and which can be developed in parallel, like the bridge to help with scalability, the sort of core modular structure for the broad court that can have multiple different incentive systems, and then like the incentive systems we're going to propose by default.
Good. Thank you, William. Well, there you go. A little bit of an update about the research which is involved in the court, and another important thing that we are going to launch soon, or maybe this week, at latest the next one, is as you know, we have a fellowship program which welcomes people who want to make research about different aspects of Kleros, which is goes from like legal aspects to like cryptoeconomics or business, and anything that is relevant for us to move towards our vision. So we have over time, this is like over I think more than 30 or 40 fellows who have participated in this program. We're going to launch the 5th cohort very soon. It's amazing that we are already in the 5th cohort. We have had people produce really cool pieces of research, and really excited about this. And we are going to announce this very soon. As we just finished the communications, materials to announce it. We also are doing like the final interviews with some teams who are still applying to the incubator. So we have now 2 teams already confirmed, and had in the last week a number of other interviews, and we are deciding if we are going to take some other team. So the program is going to start like now. It's like 10 days almost. Yeah, on the 18th of October. So I'm going to go to Lisbon for the LisCon conference, and I have a talk at that conference about Kleros, and well, how it can be used as a curation tool for different apps for different use cases in the decentralized ecosystem, like DeFi, for example, all the tokens app, which is helpful for curating good tokens and like trying to detect scams, and also, well, a quite direct extension of that approach is can be done into the NFT space. As you know, there's going to be a lot of well, challenges in NFTs regarding plagiarism, people trying to steal other people's work and try to NFT it, and well, all the kind of copyright claims that traditional technology platforms like YouTube or Facebook or others have to deal on a daily basis. Well, but now in Web3, it's going to be like much more higher stakes, because this is going to be a place where people can monetize their work, and well, we need more secure property rights for all this, and Kleros can do a really important job in securing this. So this is going to be my talk is going to be about that in Lisbon, and in connection to this, we have a really cool Twitter Spaces conversation panel tomorrow. Let me tell you the exact. It's going to be at 4 p.m. UTC. On Twitter Spaces, and I can share if you want here on Telegram the invitation. It's a Twitter Spaces conversation with myself, Primavera De Filippi, who, well, you might know, she's the author of this book, Blockchain and the Law, and well, very well-known lawyer and blockchain pioneer from France. And she did this really cool talk at ETHCC about the intellectual property challenges of NFTs, which I very much recommend if you are into the space of law and you're interested in the challenges that copyright will face in the Web3 ecosystem. So it's going to be her, and this is going to be, and the other panelist is going to be Joe Raksinski, who is the legal futurist at Thomson Reuters, guy who, well, before COVID, he used to travel the world giving talks about the future of law, the vision of Thomson Reuters as a leader in the legal tech space regarding the future of lawyers and technology applied to legal industry and all that. And this is organized by ArbTech, which is a community founded by our very dear friend Sophie Nappert, who is very well-known arbitrator based in London. And she has been working a lot in the space of technology applied to arbitration, and she built this community of arbitrators researching and interested in technology. And so they organized these Twitter Spaces tomorrow. If you want, at 4 p.m. UTC, you're all invited to come. I think it's going to be really cool. So that is another piece of news. Let me see if I have anything else to share. then it's mostly, well, regular, trying to keep recruiting. As you know, we are recruiting basically every position that we can think of. We are looking for people in developers in Solidity, smart contract auditors. We are looking for people for communications. We are looking for business developers. And all of the positions that are now advertised in our angel list and in our website. If you feel like you want to work at Kleros, well, you can apply and help grow centralized justice. So feel free to apply to the positions we have open. Design wise, Plinio is still working on the new version of the court. As you know, as William just mentioned, the crypto economic improvements that we have planned for the court 2.0, and this is going to come also with a refreshed design with everything that people like these days. Gamification, lots of cool stuff. Plinio has already interviewed maybe 100 people who are propose themselves to become beta testers of the UX UI design. So he's working on that, and then this is going to be after the specs are done and the design is done, we are going to, and of course after smart contracts are written, we're going to implement that, and we're going to have a new court that is faster, cheaper, secure, and more beautiful than ever, more user friendly also. So that's really cool. Let me think. Well, Jimmy, as you know, he's chasing opportunities and different conversations going on with different projects that might use Kleros in different use cases and different aspects. As you know, when we have something to announce, we will. But I cannot really comment on ongoing conversations with other projects. Let me think if we have anything else. Nothing comes to mind now. Well, maybe if some of you are going to go to Portugal, to LISCON, well, happy to see you there at the conference. We are going to organize a little meetup to Annabelle, right?
Yes, on the 24th of October. So this is a Sunday. This is right after the hackathon, probably in the afternoon. Basically, it's going to be the before of the rave event, I believe. So yeah, it's going to be very chilled. It's going to be at the Block co-working space. So in Lisbon city center. We are going to enjoy a drink on a beautiful terrace. We will meet you if you come.
Yeah, so if you are going to be in Lisbon by then, feel free to come. And hopefully
I have to.
It's going to be less stressful now.
I'm not organizing the hackathon. I'm going to attend and compare to what we had in Paris. And you know what's the best about this conference in Lisbon? I'm going to attend the talks because in Paris I could not attend anything.
I guess that was, you were carrying all the burden of the ETHCC hackathon on your shoulders. So. Yeah, but that went really well. I will have to say, maybe you lost some years of life because of high stress, but it went great.
No. When I saw everybody being so happy about it, then I was like, okay, everything I imagined not working at all was actually smooth. So it was comforting. For this, we had a Kleros event in Paris. Now we will have this afternoon in Lisbon. I think it's going to be also very intimate. People need to get ready because there will be some food situation, as a little surprise. So yeah, I hope we can tease on that.
Yeah, well, looking forward to that. And hopefully this time, all the COVID stuff are less, I guess everything, there's more people vaccinated. So when we were doing the hackathon in Paris, it was in the middle of, remember the passport sanitaire and all that stress. But yeah, well, hopefully it's going to go well now. So yeah, looking forward to that a lot.
I believe we are going to, I believe we are going to go through this LISCON without getting COVID, because most of us are immunized from from the hackathon and the conference in Paris. We all got it. Now we have a bit of a herd immunity. So.
I never, Kleros team maybe has herd immunity, but no, I never, I didn't, I never, I think I didn't have it. But well, in 2020, lots of people had it in the first, when the, that conference that was COVID Fest, the 2020 THC, but that was a long time ago, and we're all okay now.
Yes.
Well, and I guess that's it for today. If you have any question, I'm happy to answer. And otherwise, that was the update for this week.
Thanks, everyone.
I have a question, if you don't mind.
Sure.
I saw the other day that Kleros has been getting mentioned in the research of Blue Sky. Have you guys seen this as well?
I noticed that. It's not surprising at all that they are paying attention. If you read the early, white paper of Kleros, we already mentioned, content moderation as an important use case for Kleros. This is because, it's kind of, these situations where a moderator needs to decide if some piece of content complies or doesn't comply with some guidelines on a social network. Well, it's if you want a mini trial. So we're pioneers on this. For the time being, still, because of scalability and everything you already know, there are some complications to implement Kleros in this use case. Well, because of this is a really high volume and very low cost use case, and you need to you have millions and millions of content moderation events in social media and other kinds of media, and you need a very cheap way to resolve this. So the current stage of the scalability, maybe it's not feasible, but this is clearly an awesome use case for Kleros, and this is why we are building the second version of the court, which will be able to address these types of situations. So Blue Sky or any other team building some social network, Web3 ecosystem, I'm pretty sure they will be paying attention, because we have been thinking about this for a very long time. And my presentation at the ETHCC last July in Paris was exactly about the Kleros in the context of content moderation. So you can just watch the talk, and there I explained how we think about this, and how we see this evolving in the next months and years.
Thank you for answering.
Good. Do you have any other question for me, guys? Okay, well, if there are not other questions, well, do you like this place for doing the weekly meeting, or because we have tried Zoom, but people complained? Well, Discord, not everyone is on Discord, but everyone seems to be on Telegram. So maybe you want us to do it here, or well, you can just ping us whenever you want and suggest. But this seems to work okay.
Yeah, this is totally fine.
Awesome. Okay, Well, guys, then see you on Telegram, and of course next week again community meeting. Bye, guys.
See you.
See ya.
Everybody.